Hey guys, it's Ellen here. It's that time of year. Spring is here, and we're going to be painting for watercolor flower practice today. Forsythia branches. These are these bright yellow blooms that come on these beautiful bushes out in the spring around where I live, and I love them. I've painted them many times with acrylic painting, but this time we're going to do watercolor. This is super easy for beginners. I'm just going to use 2 brushes, but you can use one brush if you have only one brush to use for this. I go over this step by step. No need for a traceable. If you hit the bell notification button, you'll know my tutorial's up, so please hit that. Also, if you have any comments or questions, please in the comment section. And if you're not a Patreon member, go check out my Patreon. Boop, it's right here. I have exclusive tutorials there on Thursdays that are not on YouTube that come with traceables, and I have traceables for my YouTube. This week's Patreon tutorial was a cute little bunny. So go check it out. If you're not a member, if you want to be a member, it's a place people can go support my channel, and I appreciate it so much. So without further ado, let's get painting. All right, guys, for this watercolor flower practice today, we're just going to be using, I'm going to be using my Arch 100% cotton cold pressed paper. This is the 10 by 14 pad. That's what it looks like. My brushes I'll be working with a grumbacher 10 and number 8 long round Princeton Velvet Touch. Colors, I'm going to be working with cadmium yellow deep. I might use some magenta, Kanako magenta. I might actually use some brilliant orange, and definitely burnt umber, and of course the peacock blue with yellow to make some green. This flower is just, it's so simple to paint. The bloom, the flower, it's a blooming bush, and I have a lot of, I had painted a lot of acrylic ones, and I think there's 1 or 2 left on my website that are available. I just like them. It's just like the sign that spring is here, so it's fun to paint. So it was very yellow and brown, a little bit of green. So I'm just basically going to draw, taking my pencil, I'm just going to draw these funky branches that kind of like go like here and here. You know, you're going to be just sporadically drawing some branches because that's how it looks. You can just pull up some pictures of the Forsythia on your computer, on your website, and you can see how they're kind of crazy. Here's just a picture. I'm not going to go by any of these. Just you see how they just go kind of wonky and crazy, but when they're in the bush, they're even more concentrated. But, you know, basically it's brown with a little bit of green because where the buds are coming out, and mostly yellow. And maybe a little touch of like darker yellow, a little orange. And the flower petals, I did like a 4 flower petal. So basically I'll show you how to get the grumbacher here. Let's practice on a little piece of paper here that I have. My yellow. So it's a 4 petal. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of crappy, but piece of paper. The smaller one even better. Just a simple 1, 2, 3, 4. See how I'm doing that to create that flower. But the flower we're going to be doing is going to be bent and moved around different ways too. It's going to be like this. You're going to see it's on the side. You know, you're going to see just maybe 1 or 2 petals. Have a little green with it. So we want to mix up some colors first. We got the yellow already there. I'm going to grab some peacock blue up here. Put it over here. I'm going to mix some greens because we're going to be painting with the yellow and greens and browns at the same time. I'll clean up my brush. And I'll grab some yellow. Get a little more yellow. You want like a bright, almost like a limey kind of green. Okay, that's good. And we're going to be using, I probably should have did the green over here. This burnt umber. I'm going to add a little Paynes gray to it. Just make it like a nice darker brown. And then we're going to use the yellow, of course. Clean up my brush. I feel like I've lost my voice. And I'm going to put just a teeny bit. It's very bright. I mean, the blooms are bright. But a touch of the burnt umber in my yellow. See, I just tapped it. And the consistency of water is probably 50 on the water, 50%. We want it pretty loose. So we're going to start off by taking our trusty old number 8 Princeton long run, and we're going to get the brown. I'm going to get the big brush wet. I get it wet first, and then I'm going to grab some more of this brown paint. I think I need more paint. So I'm mixing up some more. I'll add a little more water to it, and a little more Paynes gray. I want this deep dark brown. Okay, I'm going to add more water. So it's pretty loose. You see that? It's really loose. Now, I kind of sketched in some of the branches. I'm going to paint some flowers and sketch in some of the branches. So I'm not going to put the full branch in. I'm going to leave little spaces just so the flowers can freely go back and forth. Just to give you an idea where I'm going to start. And then I'm going to clean off my brush and grab some of the yellow with the grumbacher brush. And again, we're just going to be doing this. It's just a practice, you know. It's like you're going to just go like that. So you're kind of moving the brush like I showed you in the beginning. See that? We're just doing these flowers that look like this. It doesn't have to be perfect. See? I'm moving the brush like this. Get those blooms. At this point, even with the yellow on your brush, you can grab a little bit of the screen and place it kind of right behind it. If it bleeds into it, that's fine. See, you already see that you're creating, zoom in a little bit, the Forsythia. So I'll go back. It's good to have a couple of water jars, by the way. I don't just have one, I have like 3 actually. And grab some of this yellow. I might grab a little more brown in this one. You want a variety of the yellows. And again, I'm over here, just making, it's actually that's pretty wet. So I'm gonna tap it on the paper towel. See, you can make the full bloom like I showed you before, the 4-petal. You can make some of those and then make some of the other ones that are kind of on the side. So I'll do the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, that's the full one. Do another 1, 2, 3, and 4. See? You can get them a little bit bigger if you want. I grab a little of this burnt umber and concentrated yellow and just go in here, kind of tap in the center. Don't want to bleed too much. See? So it's a little darker yellow. So basically that's what we're doing. We're going to be creating these blooms, you know, the branches. Some are going to go sideways. You might see some in the front. Some kind of crazy down here. And then we'll go back in and add in the branches. This is a very simple flower to paint. So I think it's a really good beginner level flower. And I'm just using 2 brushes. I could use the grumbacher to do the stem too, but I like the skinny brush. So I'm go up here, and you can do some just simple. Grab my green, just make these little buds. See that? Just give you an idea where to put some flowers. And you can have some buds like this with the brown too. See, put the brown buds. I do want a little bit darker. Whoop. If that bleeds, that's fine. You can always just take a piece of paper towel if it's becoming ugly, bleeding, lift that up and just fix that. So now I'm just taking that brush again, making those little buds. Go back in and put in the stem in between. If they're still wet, you might want to wait. See? We're creating this cute branch. It's coming to life already, right? And then you go back in with your yellow once you did some green buds up here, and you can put some of those buds of flowers. Boom, 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 boom. And you can sing while you do this, and you can have fun, and you can feel the sun shining on these little guys. I mean, I think this is just the happiest thing to paint right now. Spring is here. Let's get excited. You know, don't listen to the doom and gloom. Turn it off. Turn on your happy music. Stop painting some simple. I think it's Forsythia. I can't even say the word. I'm going back over the ones that dry that look a little light. I want them a little brighter. Already, I'm loving this, right? Just branch here, a branch here, and a branch there. And it's an expression of it. You don't have to make it so realistic. You see how I'm just kind of picking the brush. You can maneuver it like this. Get used to kind of moving your hand like crazy. See that? And then we can go back in again like I showed you before. I'm just grabbing the green. I want a little green next to it. If it bleeds, it's kind of pretty. See, a little green. That's why you have the colors mixed already when you start. You don't want to mix them as you're going, because this is a kind of a tutorial where you're kind of painting them all at the same time. And I'm going to say, I didn't clean up my brush. I'm just going in and grabbing that brown and putting that in. Just like that. I'm going to put another crazy branch going this way. See? Have fun with the branches too, by the way. Don't get stuck on that they have to be a certain way, have to look a certain way. Do want to get a little bit thicker on the bottom. So I'm making it a little bit thicker and a little bit darker color, darker brown. Just like that little nub on the side. See what we're creating here, guys? Fun is what we're creating here. If you saw that. See? I did like a little thicker stem here. Added some darker Paynes gray. So it's not just this one note brown. Going in here. Putting the branch. And I'll just keep adding some more flowers the same way we did before. You know, here. Gonna have them going like this. Again, I'll add that green. And again, if the yellow faded, go back in and add some more yellow. Just like, you know, this is pretty simple. This is a beginner flower. I might add another branch coming up this way. So I'm just going to put the flowers in first and then add the branch like I showed you. Just go like this, 1, 2. It's a whole mixture of, you can do some 1, 2, 3, 4 ones, 1, 2. Show them on the side. Go back down here, like a little more bunches down here. See that? Boop, boop, boop. You want to have fun with it, guys. And again, going and grabbing my brown in between. Actually, I will clean up my brush for this one and grab some more. I'm going to make some more green. Okay, put the green in there. Right underneath the buds. See, I just put it right under there, and over here I missed a little green. One little bit of green. Can't all be yellow and brown. Ew, you know? And then again, go back in and add that brown. I'm using the grumbacher, see, look at, it's not as skinny as the Princeton 8, so. And the paint is concentrated, so it's pretty dark. Go back in here and use that dark paint. Go right back over the stems that seem to fade into the night. And this is pretty much it, guys. This is all you have to do for this flower. Play around with making the branches all kind of wonky. You know, can add another one coming out this way. I want you to have fun with it. Have fun with it. I can't speak. It's Friday. I don't think I can speak in my videos all this week. It's just life. I mean, if you're surviving right now, that's all that matters. That's all that matters, guys. So again, I'm going to go grab this yellow. I'm going to go back in here and have some fun. Get some really concentrated color too ones. Like this is really minimal water. And I'm going back up here, getting some really bright tone yellow ones. Because this flower is pretty intense. It's on there. If you follow me on Instagram, you see me with the Forsythia bush the other day in my stories. So yeah, so you have some light ones, and you go back over and have some pretty intense color ones. So it's always good to step back and looking back. I'm kind of liking this little branch, right? So keep playing around with it. You want to maybe add like another one coming up this way, or just leave it like simple like this. Have fun with it. That's the whole point, guys. This is like the simplest. I'm gonna grab some green again. Yellow and blue make green. And just put little green buds. I might go back in here and add another wonky branch. I don't know why. I just feel like it. I have green in my brush. Grab some of the brown. I could even add some Prussian blue to this brown. Just make it just a different. I'm going to add that little buds of the brown. See? Little nubs. Don't have to be all green too. It can be brown. That could be a branch that's not kind of totally bloomed. So I want you guys to play with this. See what you come up with. You can go all different ways. Just make the branch simple as pie with these flowers. It's nice. You want a brush kind of like this. It's kind of like a nice belly, and it's kind of rounder on the top, where the Princeton 8 long round. See, it's skinnier. So it will create that flower really easily for you. That's why I like the grumbacher 10. There's other ones out there kind of similar. Maybe the Princeton 8 Neptune. It's kind of fat and roundish a little bit. Still got a point on there, but look for a brush that's kind of round. And then just go like that. Do, 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 do. Maneuvering with your hands. See? This is a really simple flower to paint. Look at that, concentrated right there. That color gets really intense. It just creates that flower right there for you. I'm loving it. I think this is the funnest beginner tutorial. Funnest? Is that even a word? And then again, grab your green. Get your green in there. Grab some green at the same time. On the same brush, even though you have yellow on there, go right in there. Don't be afraid. And then grab the brown too. Don't be afraid. Just paint. That's all you gotta do. So, I hope you guys like this tutorial. Don't forget to hit the bell notification button to know when my tutorials are up. Sometimes they're sporadic. If you're not a Patreon member, check out my Patreon. I have exclusive tutorials there weekly that are not on YouTube, that only for Patreon members, as well as traceables and some of the that go with that exclusive tutorial. And then I have traceables that go with my YouTube videos. We don't need one for today. This is a watercolor practice. But I have traceables that go with my YouTube tutorials too. And if you're a super Patreon member, each month you get a free download of a painting that I've created that you can use for your personal use. So, and it's just a way people go support my channel, which I appreciate so much. Patreon's a great platform for creators, for people to support creators. YouTube, that's all I can say about that. Anyway, this is so much fun. I'm just babbling as I'm painting these branches and little blooms. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and have a fantastic weekend, and just have fun with this, guys. Paint happy, fun, pretty yellow blooms. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon.